this is Andy Reistetter on Journey to Olympic Golf here with David Edel at the PGA show here at 3 o'clock on Friday, and it's all over here. But David, we have a good friend in common that's about 5,000 miles south of here in Buenos Aires. Tell me a little bit about how you met Mr. Roberto De Vicenzo.
Roberto, obviously when I went to Argentina to teach, everybody knows about Roberto down there. I was like, oh my God, I got to meet this guy. And so I was giving golf lessons. Luckily, I gave a golf lesson to one of his best friends. And he said, you know, I want to meet Roberto. And he said, well, we're having lunch tomorrow. Why don't you come meet him? And that started the journey. So it was one of the highlights of my life, being a young man, meeting such an iconic player as Roberto. So.
And once the journey starts, it never ends. So do you have a few minutes to answer a few more questions?
Sure, I'd love to.
Your reaction to golf coming into the Olympics after an absence of 112 years?
I think it's great. You know, my wife is from Chile, and I lived in Argentina, and you know, to provide a venue for people all over the world to take the game. You know, for a long time it was the England and U.S., and then it filtered to all other places around the world after that. It was a really small niche. But now, golf being a global thing, it will empower other countries to get involved in the game politically, and I think that's great for the game of golf. And I think American golf professionals in other parts of the world, to go to these emerging markets, we're an untapped, talented resource that can spread across the globe like the Scots did in the initial part of the U.S. So I think there's this tremendous interchange of culture and knowledge that can be traded by the winds of golf.
What do you think it would have meant to our friend Mr. De Vicenzo to play in the Olympics?
I think it would have meant a lot to him, and I think he would have taken a lot of pride as an Argentine to represent his country. They did that in the World Cup. Argentina won the very first World Cup, so they took a lot of pride in that. So I can only imagine, you know, being in the Olympics, being able to have a gold medal and to have won a gold medal would have been an amazing feat for him and a great accolade on his mantle.
Now you're sort of a historian of Roberto. What piece of memorabilia do you hold in the highest esteem for his career?
That's a complex question. Some of them are just so simple that you would think. I mean, one of my most prized possessions is the ring that Jimmy DeMerit and Jackie Burt gave him for winning the '68 Houston Masters. He wore it on his finger for 40 years. He pulled it off and gave it to me. But I have a Masters Champions box that Bobby Jones and Clifford Roberts presented to him from the membership at Augusta National, that's signed by all the players in the '68 Masters, engraved by Cartier. It's just a beautiful box. That means a lot to me. So I'd say probably those two things are some of my most treasured pieces.
Anything from the Open Championship he won?
Yes, I have jugs, I have medals, I have menus, I have signed, you know, dinner menus. So yeah, I have a lot. Yeah, he won 231 tournaments. So what's there? So if you have all his whole collection, then there's a lot there to share.
And finally, your thoughts on this guy Andy Reistetter and Journey to Olympic Golf, and
about that guy, the guy that cares about the good questions that he asks. I think it's fantastic. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and I can only imagine all the other people you talked about this journey to the Olympics, and you've done a good job.
Well, David, thank you for this interview. I literally was here 2.5 days trying to get in. There were so many customers at your booth here. I finally got it here at the closing bell, but thank you very much, and all the best to you this year in 2014.